good afternoon, all over the globe. Your host, Meena Taqi, welcome to my live show. This interview series is a part of the Asian Institute of the World. Please welcome my audience. It's a very have. So after the introduce my guest, we wait only 1 minute. Okay. Now for you,
Greetings from Greece. Thank you very much for this kind invitation. I'm really very excited about it. I'm sure that we will have a very constructive discussion today.
I'm a my guest is the world national global educationist. So let me introduce my guest. My guest name is she is inspired people by her knowledge and she is a global author, global peace ambassador also. Welcome my audience, Rania Lampou. Welcome Rania.
Hello. Thank you very much for this
Topic,
invitation.
thank you. The topic is innovation in education because you are an educationist. So I decided that we are discuss about the education system things. So please tell me something about the innovation in education.
Mhm. So, first of all, learning always has been and always will be a foundational part of humanity, regardless of age. We are constantly developing new methods of learning. Education is the base for a thriving society, and the transfer of knowledge has been a top priority for a civilization since the very beginning. So, people are constantly looking for ways to make knowledge transfer more easily, more quickly, and more effectively. In the field of education, school leaders are trying to improve their practices, the quality of their educational programs, and the total school program in general. So, all these improvements, of course, are geared towards student success and towards the overall well-being of students. So, why innovation is important? How does innovation impact education? Innovation, of course, it's when we talk about something new that could be a new method, a new idea, or a new product. And as the great, as the Greek philosopher Plato said that necessity is the mother of invention. So, like
Yeah.
as it happens in the business and industry world, innovative thinkers are responsible for many of the expected and operations that years ago weren't even thought of. So, innovative practices in education are critical to new growth and change and well. Innovative practices involve how we use, for instance, technology, how we harness, how we leverage its
Yeah.
power. Education has no limits. Innovation can help eliminate boundaries. For instance, technology brings drastic transitions by facilitating the learning of any course from anywhere across the globe and at any time. And in the era of digital devices, we have an opportunity to enable better learning with technology. But apart from technology, innovation, education can be simple, such as doing things in new ways or requiring different approaches or different processes or products or strategies. Because we as school leaders, we try to constantly redesign the concept of education to meet the needs of all the diverse learners, paving the way for innovation that is personalized, that is relevant, that is responsive to the students in our classrooms. So, innovation education,
Yeah.
of course, can lead to better outcomes.
Absolutely right.
Mhm. And I want to say that it's not just limited to students and teachers. We have communication apps, we have surveys, other innovative programs that allow for parents also and to be more plugged in to the child school, and can lead to very greater involvement and engagement between students, parents, and school faculties. And also, when we talk
Yes,
about
it's
innovation,
absolutely.
also different methods, approaches. We talked today about project-based learning or inquiry, challenge-based, problem-based learning, which is the base of STEM. Is what I'm doing. I'm a STEM educator, and I try to adopt these new methodologies. Other innovative practices, we talk about professional learning communities, because as educators, we seek constantly to evolve and improve our own practices and methods. So these communities allows them to gain valuable input, advice, and ideas, not only from those that are in our own schools, but also from teachers across other countries, especially during now the COVID pandemic. We have the access through global platforms, and we have the possibility to connect each other and exchange ideas. Of course,
Yes, I know about the innovativity and also skills. These are the also important in education because skills are the most important role, and creativity is also, and we and creativity all methodologies also.
mm-hmm. We talk about the skills. This refers to 21st century skills, and so the forces creativity, collaboration, communication, critical thinking. But apart from these technical skills that we need, of course, to develop among our students, it's essential alongside to help them
Yeah,
develop also social emotional learning, not only technical skills, but also the emotional part. So the human factor,
yeah,
humanity. And this emotional learning is actually a relatively new way of learning that takes into consideration the emotional components of students come to school with and form educational practices around them. So we need new approaches, because here, especially the COVID pandemic, we know how students suffer from serious mental health disorders. They have stress, they have anxiety, they have depression. So we shouldn't talk only about skills, what they should be able to do in the future, but also about their well-being, the psychological well-being. I think this is the top priority nowadays, and this is our big challenge as educators.
what is the role of artificial intelligence in innovation in studies? It's artificial intelligence is and data science. These are the very much in social media. We discuss all the social media posts, artificial intelligence and data science. These are the most rather than the typical education. Hello.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Yeah,
So why?
I want to know about the artificial
Yes.
science in education.
So while we may not see humanoid robots so far acting as teachers, there are,
Yeah,
however, many projects already in the works that use computer intelligence to help students and teachers to get more out of educational experience. So artificial intelligence is one of the most disruptive techniques to customize the experience of different learning groups and teachers and tutors. And it's not just transforming the way teachers can do their jobs, it is also revolutionizing the way students
yeah,
learn. So as our collective intelligence improves, we're beginning to create machines that have human-like abilities to learn and make strategic decisions. So AI-powered education actually equips students with fundamental IT skills. We have more inventions and wide range of courses available online. With the help of AI, students will be learning from wherever they are, and this unleashes new efficiencies. The code that says that our intelligence is what makes us human, and AI is an extension of that quality. So, how AI is transforming the education industry? Of course, the goal behind this is not to replace teachers, but to give them a helping hand in understanding the potential and
mm,
limitations of students. So, the use of AI has
yeah,
given a completely new perspective of looking at education. First of all, it helps what we call personalized, differentiated, and individualized learning. Albert Einstein once said that I never teach my students, I only attempt to provide the conditions in which they can learn. So from kindergarten to graduate schools, one of the key ways artificial intelligence will impact education is through the application of greater levels of individualized learning. Um, and this already is
No,
happening through
yeah.
education. We have growing numbers of adaptive learning programs. We have games, software, and these systems that are based on artificial intelligence respond to the needs of students. They put a greater emphasis on certain topics. They repeat the things that students haven't mastered, and generally, they help students to work at their own pace, whatever that may be. So we're talking about a custom tailored education. That could be a machine-assisted solution to helping students at different levels to work together. And this means that artificial intelligence can help make global classrooms to all, including those who speak different languages or those who have learning disabilities. So students with special education needs. And it's also very helpful when we need to learn to create new content, digital content, because this makes learning more comfortable, can generate uh, bite-sized learning study guides, digital textbooks, all within the framework of digital learning content that can be updated. And I forgot to say another very important about artificial intelligence is that they can help us automate administrative tasks. Because professors will know that as professors usually have to manage classroom with 30 students, and we don't just teach. We also spend time grading tests, evaluating homework, filling the necessary paperwork, etc. So it's a lot of work involved. AI can help us spend more time with students because they can make this paperwork more easy through automation. So we're talking about the changing of roles. The role of teachers also is changing with the artificial intelligence. Um, and we're talking also about global learning. So I think that is, of course, the future of future in education, artificial intelligence. However, there are three main camps controversial about this. There are the techno-skeptics. Techno-skeptics. There are those who think that building a superhuman artificial intelligence is difficult; that it won't happen. There are what we call another group digital utopians that view that this is a natural, desirable next step in the evolution. And there are also another movement, what we call
You know
beneficial AI movement.
about the global, Rania, you know about the globe divided in two parts. One part in the world and second part in the world. So they have no technologies, no accessories, these things available in their uh, region. Can they do in their best and to use to
Okay, so are you talking about these children who do not have the possibilities of technological infrastructure? Do you mean about, did you talk about the privileged children? This is this case.
because the
Mm-hmm.
world has divided into two parts, the richest part and in the very poor part.
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
somehow they have no technologies, no resources. So
Mm-hmm.
how they develop their education system.
Yes. Look, I am STEM instructor and I have the chance to work a lot with the privileged children here in Greece. I'm teaching as a volunteer to students with refugees, to students with special education needs, also to children at ecological hospital, and to children who come from very poor education, economic backgrounds. And also, I design and implement many international STEM projects in Africa and Asia. We're talking about students of Malawi in areas who do not have any school supplies at all. So in this case, we must adopt the first category of STEM education, which is called STEM Unplugged. STEM Unplugged is when we use simply the materials that you can find in your house. When you do not have the technology infrastructure, this does not mean that teachers should be discouraged. Still, using, for instance, cardboard or using simple materials, Legos that you can find in your house, you can do amazing projects that could be functional. For instance, with these students that I mentioned, we created some functional robotic arms using only syringes and cardboards and water. It was absolutely functional. It could work. So students could learn about the principles of physics there, about the robotic arm, only through this project hands-on activities and experiment. The same thing happens in Africa. I suggested to students simply every day natural resources. Through natural resources, they're creating the amazing projects. And in this way, we can understand the impact of this, because the most important is to learn them about how to help them acquire scientific literacy, not necessarily technological literacy, but the scientific literacy to enhance the scientific inquiry learning process. This is the main goal. So I think that even if we don't have technology, we can use simple materials and make miracles. When we are participating with my students in an innovative program, which was organized by CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, we obtained so far over 130 awards thanks to these projects. And these projects these children were very poor. We only used simple materials.
Yeah.
Teachers can do miracles in these cases if they want to, and if they're hard workers, of course.
Rania, it's all about the two categories. In my point of view, it's old assumptions, your imagination in two parts. If we talk about the future, very big ideas we have with the if we talk about situation existing, peoples are always have decide categories and what old assumptions and the
Yes, sorry, this sound is interrupted, so I can't hear your question because the sound is interrupted. So what is the question?
yeah I think so I question that the people's in teaching methodologies.
What should be the best teaching methodologies?
Yeah.
Okay, you ask me like this.
Teachers are more active. Teachers participate in the more actively role. They when they teach when the teachers use technologies and participate, so involved in that case.
Okay, there are this kind of this type of teachers who prefer using technology, of course, such as VR, virtual reality, augmented reality, which is also immersive technologies are very, very important also because they're making more engaging the learning. We also talk about Bitcoin also nowadays in education and hybrid learning. Let's not forget online learning, which is here to stay, blended
Yes.
learning. But all this, even if you teach, when you use technology, still you need to adopt specific methodologies. What was said before, inquiry-based learning, open-ended problems, give to students real-life problems, such as the problems that they will face later in the future, engage them in hands-on activities, practically through learning by doing, through experiential learning. This is because in this way their brain will absorb easily the knowledge and all this information.
Yeah.
So we talk about exploratory discovery learning, autonomy, active participation, as you said, of students through trial and errors, in a series of interactive projects that incorporate different cognitive disciplines. Because we talk about STEM, and STEM is actually integrated. STEM is to combine in one project. I prefer doing interdisciplinary projects. In one project, you can involve many cognitive disciplines at the same time. If you teach, for example, robotics or environmental program, it's essential at the same time to teach mathematics, technology, at the same time engineering. And this is all the magic of STEM and new methodologies, because they learn anything in one project, but learning, as I said before, learning by doing. And I forgot to say the most important, integration of arts, because we're talking about STEAM. If we integrate arts in the acronym STEM, we have STEAM. The role of art integration is very important, especially in primary education. It's impossible, from my experience, I can say that, possible to teach science without integrating art. Um, Art could be kinesthetic experience, it could be theatrical
Yes.
play, that could be painting. So
Yeah,
anything
very
that
good.
can that can be challenging for students that involve them actively. These are I think, the most important methodologies that should adopt nowadays, that we are
Okay.
at the threshold of this industrial revolution.
Okay, very good, Rania. It's in our country, science has a very important than art. Saying about the art is equal, or in the science has more important than arts.
Okay, I think that the best is a combination of art and science, because research has proved that art and sciences are not opposite, they are complementary, because they both require passion, they both require dedication, they both require intuition, and they both require creativity. So it's not accidental that if you see that
Absolutely.
companies all around the world, that industries have integrated arts in their course program. We talk about entrepreneurs. Even we talk about entrepreneurs, they try to help them to integrate them art course. Why? Because this could help them um, develop the creativity. All these technocrats who are rationalists and and who try to use only the logic, even those they should develop the creativity. So art and science, I think, is the best combination. Universities all around the world also try to organize many exhibitions about art and science, and they're amazing. So it's what I think, that we are not anymore in this age of specialization. We need combination of things. We need a multitude of experiential learning, a multitude, multisensory activities that could stimulate oral senses and involve a whole hemisphere of
Okay.
brain, holistic approach, holistic philosophy.
Hmm. Yeah, very good. Rania, I want because you are a teacher, so inspired by the teachers,
Mhm.
and who is your mentor
Okay, look,
in your
as
childhood?
Actually, students have always been my main source of inspiration, especially the privileged children, and even in particular children at the ecological hospital. Children who suffer from severe depression and terminal diseases, they get very, very excited when they're engaged in STEM activities, and this brings a lot of joy to me and a lot of satisfaction. So always these are the privileged children are my main source of inspiration, and also my students in Africa, because the impact of my project was that we obtained, for instance, sanitation filtering equipment for these children who had to walk about 90 minutes to find clean water to drink. That we managed to educate their families to donate their money. I think that this project should have impact on students. And this are main satisfaction and inspiration. This inspire me to work hard if my projects are actually have an impact and make more meaningful the lives of students. Um, Mentor, yes, I could think that my family, my sisters will always be my mentors. And
Okay,
I
this
think
is
that
your profession, passion.
Yeah, teaching is my passion. Teaching and popularizing science. The popularized science is
Okay.
that make me dedicate my career to teaching. Those are both.
Teaching. Good. So very this session. It's a very amazing session. You have uh, knowledge about the global village, about the all these things. So I'm very happy and excited and my audience by your knowledge. So very much, Rania, for your precious time. Your mic is Rania. Your mic is time. Mic. Your mic is mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah,
Thank
yeah.
you very much for
Very
this
good.
opportunity to give me to share my knowledge and experiences. And I hope that we have inspired our audience today to more modern methodologies and practices, teaching practices. Because I think we should strive
Yes,
for the
it's
best of our students.
yes, yes. We should always and in through the social media who wants to skills who want to learn. Rania is most and all my audience question about the education, about the public, about any problem in education. So question, and she will always answer you. Thank Appearance is always precious for us. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Me too. Thank you. Bye.
Take care of yourself. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.